Hey Queens, how are y'all doing today on this beautiful Wednesday, 11/11? 11/11 is a special day because we celebrate our veterans who have fought for our country, have sacrificed their lives so that we can have freedom, so that we can leave out of our doors every day and not have to worry about war on American soil. So I just want to say thank you to all of the veterans who have served, who are thinking about serving. We thank you for your service. Thank you for being selfless. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for being courageous. But today, Queens, what I wanted to talk to you all about is timing. Timing is very important in life because we're all on a timetable. We all have our path that we're walking daily, and there's a lot of things that can come into that path that will take us off of our pivot of what we really and truly need to be doing. But the great thing about that is even when we are disobedient and even when we're not going the way that we're supposed to go, God has a way of setting our lives back on track and getting us on the right path towards our destiny. You know, there's things that hinder us along the way. One of those things is timing and seasons. There are many seasons in life, right? When we think about the weather, there are seasons. You have winter. You have spring, you have summer, you have fall. And in life, there are seasons that we have in our life. There is a season for mourning. There is a season for harvesting. There's a season for building. There's all kinds of seasons. There's also seasons with people in our lives. Some people are seasonal people. Some people are purpose, and there's other people who are lifetime people. There's some people in our lives that are meant to be there our entire life. But what we mess up is when we try to put people who are only meant for a certain reason or season and make them lifelong people. You know, there's all kinds of signs that come to us in this world. You know, God shows us what's right for us and what's wrong for us. But what do? Because we have the freedom of choice, we get to choose to ignore the signs, to listen and heed them so that we can save ourselves heartache and sadness and depression. But what do? We think we know best for our lives. And we try to make decisions that aren't meant to be made. For example, before me and my family moved to Georgia 8 years ago, prior to that, I was living somewhere and I used to be on Section 8 and then I got off of Section 8. And so the rent at that time, it was too much for me. And so we were trying to find places to move when our lease was up, kept getting denied. You need a cosigner, you need this, because I only had history, through Section 8 and they might not have been reporting it to the credit, whatever. So, getting discouraged, but I realized later that the reason that I didn't move and get into another lease, the reason that God stopped that was because he knew already in his destined plan for me that I would apply for a job in Atlanta, get that and move. And had I not done that, it may have been harder for me to break that lease and more money out of pocket. It saved me some heartache, those no's. So there's no's that are set up in our lives that save us from the yes that's coming down the street. But I say all of that to say, had I gotten frustrated and still did what I wanted to do, which was move from the place that I was in to another place, I might have blocked that blessing, or not even blocked it. I may have delayed it. It may have been a delay in happening. It could have happened a year later, 2 years later. I don't know. But we have to understand when God is telling us something. We got to listen. We got to pay attention. We got to pay attention to the signs. He shows us that about people who are in our lives. I may have a significant other, and I just keep getting this bad feeling about them. You know, things just keep coming up, and I just keep making excuses for it. Well, he had a rough childhood. He didn't really feel love, and I need to give him the love that he never felt before. But he's steady more hurting me. I continue to be with this person, but all the signs keep telling me that I don't need to be with them. So what happens? I keep making the choice to be with somebody who the signs are pointing to I don't need to be with, but I'm allowing this person to stay in my life, and I just keep getting hurt over and over and over again. And I'm wondering why. Like, I'm a good person. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not releasing that seasonal person from my life. I'm allowing the person who had a season or a reason in my life to try to remain there for a lifetime. And you all know when we try to force things in life, it don't work right. You cannot force something that's not meant. So until I let this thing or this person go, it's going to continue to hurt me. Now, why would I want to continue on a life and be hurt? My heart is broken. I'm depressed. Why am I continuing on in that fashion? If I would listen and take heed to the signs and let that person go from my life, then what is destined for me could be opened up sooner rather than later. Now, I know everything has timing in this life. God's timing is not our time, but his time is perfect. We have to pay attention to the signs that God has given us. He will never leave us nor forsake us, and he's not going to lead you in the wrong way. So I say all of that to say, pay attention to the signs. God's time is perfect. He always shows up right on time.